Hi everyone, this is Tara Keffer of The Business of Balance, the place where women and especially moms come to find more balanced, joyful, and fulfilled lives through life and career coaching, yoga, and essential oils. So, welcome to my Friday free coaching video series. Today I have a quick topic I want to discuss and then a challenge at the end to cap off the month of April, which was our month of taking courageous action. So, I want to talk today about why you may feel like nothing ever gets done and there's just not enough hours in the day. And the truth is, there aren't really enough hours in the day to do everything. But it all comes down to a matter of prioritizing and and there's always enough time to get the most important stuff done in the day. So if you're anything like me, and this is going to go back a little bit to what we talked about last week too about perfectionism, it has to do with perfectionism and it has to do with fear. But if you're like me, a lot of my days tend to go like this. When I get up and I get myself, showered, situated for the day, the dog, the kids situated for the day, then my next priorities are usually cleaning the house, doing the laundry, checking my email, getting my inbox to zero, and everything kind of under control with the house. And then after that's all under control, then I tackle any other tasks on my to-do list for the day. I might have some errands here and there. And then after all that stuff is taken care of, then I focus on other tasks like my business or, just other things I need and want to get done. And what happens, not surprisingly, is life basically takes over and I may get the house cleaned. I may get the laundry done. I may even get all my emails read. But if I do, I never get to any of the other stuff. And it really doesn't make any sense because working on my business is way more important than checking my emails. And it's way more important than having the house clean to an extent. So why do I always save it for last? Because it's never going to happen. And it's a mix of a couple different things. Again, some of it comes from that perfectionism where I think I need to have everything perfect before I can tackle the other stuff. So to me, that's like the email and the house under control. And of course, the kids need to be under control, but that's like necessity, right? To have them fed and cared for and everything. And it's also a little bit of fear. So usually the things that we're kind of afraid to tackle are the things we need to do the most. So for me, that always tends to be things related to my business because they're new to me or it takes putting myself out there. And it's a little bit risky, right? But there could also be the biggest reward, right? The greater the risk, the greater the reward normally. Whereas things like checking my email or watching another webinar about how to build a business rather than just sitting down and working or doing my laundry, that stuff is all safe, right? So we tend to gravitate towards the stuff that's safe and easy first, and then we push off the hard stuff and we get around to the hard stuff. It takes a long time to get to it, if ever, basically. So what I would suggest instead is to kind of flip the structure of your day upside down and starting with the night before, kind of set out your just a handful at the most of priorities to get done for the next day. And try, and I really struggle with this myself, but try not to overwhelm your to-do list with stuff you're never going to get to. Try to be really realistic and just focus on, probably no more than 5 things, whether they're business, personal related, or a mix of both, that you want to get done the next day. And then take just 1 or 2 things that are the most important and the things you least want to do. And usually those are the same, right? It's usually the stuff that's most important that scares us and that we want to do the least. And that's the stuff we need to do more than anything. And put a little star next to those 1 or 2 things. And what I would suggest is that the next day, as soon as possible in your day, you knock out the 1 or 2 things that you wanted to do the least, and you get them out of the way. And I would pick things that are, take 90 minutes to do or less. So maybe it's just one thing, maybe it's a couple things, maybe, your main thing you need to get done is building a website, if you're trying to start a side project or a business. Or maybe for you, the thing that you need to do most, but you always put off is cleaning your house. And that's not going to all get done in one chunk. So maybe you just focus on spending 90 minutes working on your website or working on your house. But that's your number one priority for the day. And you get that hard stuff done that you want to do the least before anything else in your day, except for taking care of the necessities, right? Like feeding the kids and stuff like that. And but before you start going through the emails, before you start, doing that other stuff that you always tend to gravitate to first, you get done out of the way, the hard stuff that you always put off, and do it first instead. And that way, you're free to have the rest of the day to do that other easier stuff that you would have normally tried to tackle first. And I think if you do that just for 1 week, you'll see huge results in whatever it is you've been putting off, and big results in your productivity. Because once you get that hard stuff knocked out of the way first, you're going to feel really good about yourself and really motivated, and you'll get even more done in your day. So it may be that you wake up early if you can to get the stuff done, or maybe you just do it as soon as you can in your day. So if you drop the kids off at school, then you come home and you knock out those important tasks, if that makes more sense to you. Or, it depends too what the tasks are, which is why I say get them done as early as you can in the day. It might not necessarily be first thing in the morning, because if your thing that you've been needing to do is to call a potential client, for example, to follow up, you're not going to do that at 6 a.m. You might wait until at least 9 a.m., for example. So, but the main point is that the night before, you plan what those 1 or 2 things are that you want to do least and that are most important, and you do them as soon as possible in your day the next day before anything else, except for the, basic needs of you and your kids. And I would suggest also that in order to try to stick to this for at least a week, that you, when you make a habit of kind of planning the night before for those items that you're going to focus on first thing the next day, that along with that, you try to go to bed at an earlier hour the night before so you could get up and be ready to go on those things. And also set a reward for yourself at the end of the week. So just focus on trying to do this Monday through Friday next week. And if you are successful in getting up and knocking out, 90 minutes or less, the 1 or 2 hard things that you need to work on for 5 days in a row, then reward yourself at the end of the week. And here's where the challenge comes in too. So as an extra incentive, I want to challenge everybody watching this that's willing to take this on to follow this method that I just gave Monday through Friday next week, the last week in April, to cap off our month of taking courageous action. And starting Sunday night, plan the couple tasks you're going to knock out Monday morning, and continue with that through Friday. And I want you to come back and comment below this video on my Facebook page after you've done this for the whole week, and let me know how it went, what you were able to achieve, and how this changed your week just by making this small little change. And I will give you until Saturday at noon to post about how it went for you in the comments on my Facebook page. And then Saturday afternoon, I'm going to randomly select one winner from those who commented, and they will have a choice of either a free coaching session with me, a 1-hour coaching session, a free bottle of essential oil, or a free 1-hour yoga class with me, whether it's in person if you're local, or we could do it on FaceTime or Skype if you're not local. So the winner will be able to choose what they want out of the 3 options for their prize. And I'm really excited to see what this small change can do for you next week. In coaching, this is what we call testing out, where you just take a small chunk of time to try a new pattern or a new habit in your life and see how it works for you, rather than just taking on something for an indefinite amount of time. That seems a little bit more overwhelming. So to say you're just going to try something out for a week seems a lot more manageable. And then I would love, again, to have you report back in the comments and let me know how that goes for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you know anybody else that you think would enjoy this video or be interested in the challenge, I would love if you shared this video with them. And as always, feel free to email me directly at Tara, T-A-R-A, at thebusinessofbalance.com if you have any questions about this video, the challenge, my coaching, or my business. And have a great weekend and hopefully a much more productive week ahead. And I'll be back next Friday with another video. Take care.